Hi, welcome to Physical Science, Physical and Chemical Properties and Changes. This is section 4.2 of our unit on matter. So what is matter? Well, everything that has mass and volume is called matter. That means even the air you are breathing is matter. The law of conservation of matter says that matter cannot be created or destroyed. It is just converted from one form to another. Just like the law of conservation of energy, matter cannot be created and destroyed. That means that all matter that has ever existed still exists today. So what kind of changes does matter undergo? Physical and chemical. So let's look at the kinds of changes that matter undergoes. The following is a list of physical properties. You're going to want to copy the list and leave space in between each one. So put each on an individual line or skip lines in between so that you can write the definitions. We're going to look at melting point, boiling point, malleability, color, state of matter, elasticity, magnetic, odor, density, electrical conductivity, heat conductivity, tensile strength, ductility. Oh, and hardness. And brittleness. Physical properties definitions. The melting point. Melting point is a temperature at which a solid changes state to become a liquid. The boiling point is a temperature at which a liquid boils and changes state to become a gas at a given pressure. Malleability is the ability to be hammered or beaten into thin sheets. This is where we get aluminum foil. Color. What color is it? Does that change what it is? If I dye my mashed potatoes green, are they still mashed potatoes? The answer is yes. Elasticity is the measure of a solid's ability to be stretched and then return to its original size. This is why your socks have elastic in them. Magnetism attracts metal or is magnetic. Density is a mass to volume ratio of a substance. It's a measure of how tightly matter is packed together. Electrical conductivity is the ability to carry electricity. Heat conductivity is the ability to transfer energy as heat. This is why things get hot. Tensile strength is a measure of how much pull or tension something can withstand before breaking. Ductility is the ability to be drawn into a thin wire. Hardness measures a solid's resistance to scratching. Brittleness is a measure of a solid's tendency to shatter. The state of matter, remember, is solid, liquid, gas, or plasma, and it includes the temperature. Odor is how does it smell right now? That's its odor, and that's a physical property. So what is a physical change then? A physical change occurs when the substance changes but does not change its chemical composition. For example, water freezing into ice, cutting a piece of wood into smaller pieces, etc. The form or appearance has changed, but the properties of the substance are the same. I can tear a piece of cheese and I don't have a piece of cheese and a piece of bread after I tear it. So how do we identify physical properties? Physical properties are those that we can determine without changing the identity of the substance we are studying. They come from simple observations. Physical properties come from simple observations. So examples of physical properties. The physical property of sodium metal can be observed or measured. It is soft, lustrous, silver-colored metal with a relatively low melting point and a low density. In that statement, we've discussed the hardness, color, melting point, and density, which are all physical properties of sodium. So now let's look at chemical properties and their changes. So what are the chemical properties? Well, there is an extensive list, but we will only cover 5. Again, you should write the list down so that you can fill in the definitions. Chemical properties describe the way a substance can change or react to form other substances. These properties must be determined using a process that changes the identity of the substance of interest. So, a chemical change occurs when a substance changes into something new. This can occur due to heating, chemical reactions, etc. You can tell the chemical change has occurred if the physical properties, the density, melting point, freezing point of the original substance are now different. So, characteristics of chemical changes. Reaction with oxygen is known as combustion. That's our first chemical change. Flammability is a chemical change or property. Reaction with other elements. Decomposition into simpler substances. And corrosion. Those are the 5 that we're going to look at. So let's look at their definitions. Combustion is the ability to burn, but is difficult to ignite. That's going to be our definition. The ability to burn, but is difficult to ignite. Things that combust don't burn fast, but they will burn. They explode. Flammability is the ability to burn or catch fire and is easy to ignite. This is why paper is flammable and wood is flammable. Decomposition is the ability to rot or break down into simpler substances. We've all left something in our refrigerator a little too long and it starts to decompose. That's decomposition. Corrosion is the ability to dissolve or break down through the eating away of sections or parts. This is what an acid will do. It will corrode. This is rust. Reacting is the visible change of a substance, bubbling, foaming, etc. You go through a chemical reaction each morning when you put shampoo on your hair. So how can chemical properties be identified? We define the chemical property of a substance by the chemical change it undergoes. For example, one of the chemical properties of alkali metals, such as sodium and potassium, is that they react with water. To determine this, we would have to combine an alkali metal with water and observe what happens. I'm going to show you an example of that right now. Okay, this is a YouTube video that shows sodium being thrown into a pond. Okay, hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thanks for watching.